All right, let's answer the question. Do you really need to take a vitamin mineral supplement, especially as a bodybuilder? Well, let's look at what the research says. The U.S. Department of Agriculture survey over 21,000 people found that not one person had the recommended daily allowances for any of the top 10 nutrients needed for good health. What does that mean for you? You know, is there really research to show that every fitness competitor or physique athlete needs a multivitamin because we eat healthier, right? Well, there was actually a study to find that out. Research shows that every person, even athletes, is deficient in basic vitamins and minerals because of our diets today. The average calorie count they found in the study was that most bodybuilders took in between 1,200 to 7,000 calories a day. The average is around 2,500, but a huge range, 1,200 to 7,000. So consuming foods that over 90% of the population eats, well, of course you're going to probably have a deficiency. But guess what? They found in this 2010 study that the nutrient needs, the amount of calories that you'd have to take in order to guarantee you got 100% of the RDA of all vitamins and minerals, was 27,575 calories of food a day. And that's from the Journal of International Sports Nutrition. That is crazy. So what about the bodybuilders and the athletes that are eating healthier than that group that needs to take in 27,000 calories? Well, they analyzed over 70 athletes who were actually eating healthy, making clean choices in their diets. And they found that these motivated individuals trying their best were still deficient, that not one of them had 100% of all the vitamins and minerals at the RDA level. And we know many times we need them a little higher when you're training properly. So not one, even if we're trying to eat healthy. So what does 27,000 calories look like? How about 10 Big Macs, 10 chicken sandwiches, 10 glasses of milk, 10 steaks, 10 bananas, apples, 10 loaves, not slices, loaves of bread, 10 yogurt cups, and 10 baked potatoes a day. That's what it takes a day. So we know there's deficiencies. We know there's vitamin mineral deficiencies. So what do we take from that? Well, we know that specific nutrients can actually damage our entire metabolism. In fact, from the research study, they showed that there's an 80.8% increased likelihood of becoming overweight, having excess fat, and those that have nutrient deficiencies. Basically, any of us that doesn't take a multivitamin and doesn't consume 27,000 calories a day. Isn't that crazy? But what are some specific things? We know that vitamin C can cause immunity problems if we don't have enough. We know that magnesium, if we're deficient in it, can cause a huge energy decrease. In other words, power output. They actually did a study with bench pressers. We know it can cause fatigue, depression, autoimmune diseases, high cholesterol, elevated blood pressure. All of these things from just a few nutrient deficiencies. The research is very clear on this subject. So let's just go take any vitamin mineral. Well, let's talk for a minute about that problem. There are some major harmful effects of taking the wrong types of vitamins. In fact, what's interesting is most supplement companies, the big elephant in the room, they don't even want to talk about it. And what am I talking about? You've seen the headlines, whether it be on TV or whether it be from newspapers. Vitamin A causes birth defects, liver damage, joint pain. Vitamin B causes kidney and cardiovascular damage, nausea, irritability. Excess calcium causes kidney stones, constipation. Vitamin B6 causes neuromotor coordination problems, muscle weaknesses. Vitamin E, toxic reactions. Well, all of these studies, all these headlines say that these vitamins and minerals cause these problems. In fact, Forbes magazine in 2014, they listed 6 vitamins and nutrients you shouldn't take because of the research. They listed vitamin C, vitamin A, vitamin E, B6, B12, vitamin D. Why would they state that? Well, they stated it because they didn't understand the difference between the studies with whole food vitamins, in other words, vitamins you get from the foods themselves, and the synthetic made vitamins that are in most of the supplements today. It's really simple. Nutrients, vitamins, and minerals must be in their whole food form. They must be absorbable so you don't get the toxic effects that you get from synthetic vitamins. They must be compatible. They must work together so they don't deplete other nutrients in the body. For example, vitamin E. It's actually not so tough if you really take a minute to understand. Vitamin E is really made up of 4 parts. They're all tocopherols, but it's like a sorority. You have the alpha, the beta, the gamma, and the delta tocopherols. And if you only have one of them, it can cause a deficiency or a problem in another area. For vitamin C, there's also 4 parts to it. You might have heard of ascorbic acid or rutin, bioflavonoids. Well, there's also the J and K factor, so there's 4 parts of it. And many times we're only getting one, and a lot of times that one is actually synthetic. Did you know that we can make ascorbic acid real simple in the lab? We combine hydrochloric acid and corn syrup. Is that really what you want to put in your body? Or do you want your vitamin C from oranges, from acerola cherries, from whole foods? The research is very clear of which one you should have, the whole food form. So we know that vitamin A, when you're pregnant, they say don't take too much of it because it causes birth defects. We know that this research is out there. Well, let me give you one more real quick so you can understand the importance of this. How many of you take cyanide? Everyone's probably saying, of course I don't. Well, go look at your vitamin supplement that you're taking right now. Or go look at a lot of the cereals you consume that have vitamins added to them. And look for B12. And see if it says cyanocobalamin. Now the name for B12 is cobalamin. That's the real name for it. And when you have something before the word cobalamin, that means that they've bound something to that B12, that cobalamin, to get it into the system. And if it says cyanocobalamin, then that means they bound it with, that's right, cyanide. So cyanocobalamin is comprised of a cyanide molecule attached to cobalamin. It's a toxic poison. The body cannot metabolize, and over time it can accumulate with disastrous results. What is cyanide poisoning? For those of you that are familiar with it, it causes suffocation. So in the body, you're actually causing the cells to not get the oxygen they need by taking a synthetic form of B12. That's why synthetic vitamins, you'll see in the newspapers and the headlines, can cause so many problems today. So let's look at this. If we take the right form of vitamin C, we actually improve our immune system. The wrong type, we actually cause artery problems. We take the right form of B12, what is it? It's called methylcobalamin. Methylated, organic, the form it comes from food. So if we take methylcobalamin, not cyanocobalamin, we actually get the benefits of the energy in those things. Minerals, they should be in the organic form. All of these things are important, and it's pretty simple. You know, scientists have now discovered there's over 3,800 nutrient components in food. And that's just from the Handbook of Chemical Constituents back in 1992. 3,800 nutrient components. We have to respect nature. We do need vitamins and minerals because our food doesn't have it anymore, and we need them to perform at our best to be able to get the gains we're wanting, but we must respect nature and get them from the foods. So one of the largest studies done on health showed that a greater adherence to foods that have a lot of nutrient density, the better our health. So make sure your vitamins are whole food vitamins. You have the organic minerals. Just take them so you can get 70 to 100% of the RDA a day from your vitamin mineral supplement. You'll get about 40 to 50% from just consuming basic foods on a daily basis. You do this, you're going to be able to perform at higher levels and really get more from your workouts and your eating regime so you can compete as a physique athlete or just as an athlete trying to get better each day. Check out Square One for more details.